I've been playing the Division beta for the last day now, so I think I know enough about it to let you know what I think both about the beta specifically and my thoughts on the full release in March. I'll start off with the more single-player focused stuff. I might be wrong, but I think you can do this part of the game in co-op as well, but I don't have enough friends willing to shell out a $60 pre-order in order to get access to a beta. This part of the game involves the story, single-player missions, and upgrading your character. It's a bit of a loot and experience fest with a lot of guns with different stats to find and jackets and hats to accessorize the character you created, though I can't critique the character creation because in the beta you have to pick a preset face. I wasn't really interested in the story, and I think part of that is because some of the cutscenes have been removed for the beta, but also the characters we were introduced to weren't really engaging in any particular way. However, I really like the setting they established here. It's New York with a virus outbreak, not a zombie virus, but I believe just a deadly virus of some kind, and you're playing as a man or woman special agent sent to help recover the city. The snowy, abandoned, but not crumbling buildings serve as a wonderful ghost of New York, and I think I had the most fun in the game just exploring with my silenced pistol. I'm not sure a silencer did much as a solo player, but it looked sweet, scouring the streets, and generally being a badass. I really loved being that character within that world, walking past people in the city and getting an idea of what the people of New York are dealing with right now, though I'll admit the dialogue could be a bit better.
Calm down, I'm not your enemy.
There's also these echo things that let you begin quote, watch, end quote, some past events that give you some context for the whole thing. You'll be pleased to know that the shooting is good. The controls take some getting used to because they are a little unconventional. Hold A to run to the piece of cover you're looking at, push forward on the stick and hold it to shimmy around a corner, etc. It's a little weird, but I think it's actually really intuitive once you've gotten your head around it. I felt like I could move where I needed to easily and plan out my cover so I didn't get left out in the open. The skills seem interesting. The way you unlock them is by upgrading your base. Although you can only have 2 equipped and there are only 4 that you can access in the beta, I think they'll work. I found it really fun to throw up my shield or use the really cool first aid animation in a pinch or scan the battlefield for enemies and allies. All of the skills seem to be useful and balanced, which is a good indicator for the full release. Ultimately though, as good as all these things are, a looting focused game really hinges on the gun and mission variety, neither of which I really saw. There's some customizability on your weapons with mods, but other than that, all the guns are pretty similar other than their stats. I could be wrong about that, and I might have just been unlucky and not found any of the cooler guns, but from what I saw, this seems like it could be a little bit of an issue. Also, the missions and mini-missions around the map that I played weren't bad, they just weren't particularly fun, and the writing didn't have much to it. In terms of the gun and mission variety, right now it looks about the same caliber as Destiny, which isn't great. But what Destiny doesn't have, and ultimately the reason why you want to upgrade your skills and guns, is the Dark Zone. I honestly think that this is the real game here. It's a PvP/co-op no man's land that is supposed to be crammed with valuable loot and dangerous PvE enemies. It's got the best balance in terms of multiplayer of any you can kill or help anyone mode I've ever seen. Your primary goal in the Dark Zone is to extract loot. You can't just collect loot and leave like in the normal game, but instead all of the loot you collect in the Dark Zone is contaminated. In order to extract the loot, you must find an extraction zone and either initiate an extraction or piggyback off of someone else's extraction. It can take something like 2 minutes for the extraction to arrive, and the entire Dark Zone is notified when an extraction point is activated. If you're seen by another player, they can kill you and extract their contaminated loot for themselves. So what's to stop someone killing you? The minute you do an amount of damage that is obviously not friendly fire to a non-hostile enemy, you're marked as a rogue for a certain amount of time. Rogues, unlike non-hostile players, have big red indicators above their head, and if you kill them, you're awarded extra Dark Zone experience points. This is made even worse for the rogue, because if you die while rogue, the penalties are much harsher. So the minute you attack another player, you become an immediate target who is also at a visual disadvantage. The reason this mode is so good is because it works in single player as well as a group. I worked alone for most of my playtime, but every now and again I would silently team up with 1 or 2 other players, usually to either kill some enemies or a rogue player. It felt like I was just trying to survive, and every so often when I came across a group of rogue players, I'd find myself sneaking around them and continuing on my way. It felt really organic and fun. The moment when you stumble across another 1 or 2 man band, both of you are aiming your guns at one another before silently agreeing to be on your separate ways is really tense. It helps that other players can visually see when you have loot on you, so sometimes you'll be more wary than others, and once or twice I had someone who I thought was a friend turn on me once I collected some loot. The jackpot for rogue players is succeeding in killing a group of players just about to extract their loot. There's so many layers to this mode of the game, and I had a blast playing it. The one criticism I'd say is that it isn't always clear where to find enemies to collect loot. Oftentimes you'll wander for a long time before finding any loot, which really there should be opportunities everywhere. Though I do know that at higher Dark Zone levels you can acquire more loot. I think the Division, especially the Dark Zone, is and will be really good. It just depends on how much you think you'll enjoy the experiences I just described. I know that I absolutely adored it, and I won't be cancelling my pre-order. I tried to keep this as short and sweet as possible, so there's probably a lot I didn't mention. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.